With the JBL Flip 7 making its debut, many of us are noticing how similar it looks to the Flip 6. So what are the differences between these two speakers? Well, certainly not its shape, size, or weight, because as I mentioned, that's pretty much the same. But there are some differences. Taking a look at the back of the speakers, the shoestring on the Flip 6 is long gone, and the Flip 7 now has this cool new push lock system. See, I just unlocked it. It was locked this whole time. JBL provides a branded carabiner and a sort of finger loop attachment. It works like a seatbelt system. You just clip it in right here. There you go, snaps in. It's nice and strong. So we do have some new attachment options there if you want to clip this to your backpack while you're out and about. Now, one difference you may not have noticed is that while the Flip 6 has 3 of these little rubber nubs protecting its passive radiators, the Flip 7 now has 4. And this is because JBL has upgraded its durability to be certifiably drop-proof from the height of 1 meter even onto concrete. And while we're on the topic of durability, while the Flip 6 is IP67 rated, the Flip 7 boasts a new IP68 rating. Small upgrade here, it's still fully dust-proof, but can be submerged in water a little further, up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. When it comes to controls, we do see some differences here. First thing that I noticed is that the Party Boost button is long gone, that's this one here, and has been replaced with an Auracast button. Now this wasn't a huge surprise because we did see the same change happen to the Extreme 4, the Clip 5, and the Go 4 last year, as well as the new Charge 6. So the good news is that the Flip 7 can easily pair to any of those speakers. The bad news is that unfortunately you can't pair a Flip 7 with any older JBL speakers, like the Flip 6, that still rely on Party Boost. Now, I can already read your comments, but Dave, yes you can, you just need to do it in the app. Unfortunately, this is not the case. If you try and connect the Flip 6 with the Flip 7, the app makes you choose between the Auracast connected Flip 7 or the Party Boost connected Flip 6. They won't pair together. Perhaps we'll see a firmware update in the future that's going to change this, but at the time of this video, they cannot be paired. Now, on the topic of connectivity, the Flip 6 connects to your device via Bluetooth 5.1, but the Flip 7 connects to your device wirelessly via Bluetooth 5.4. And I said wirelessly because the Flip 7 now offers audio over USB-C and lossless audio at that. Now, you need to be using a service that offers lossless audio like Tidal or Apple Music, but you hold down the play button while you insert your USB-C cable here, plug it into your computer, and just like that, you can listen to lossless audio over a tiny portable mono Bluetooth speaker.
Nice.
Now, when it comes to the JBL Portable app, things are looking pretty similar there. It's where you compare an identical model for stereo performance. It also helps you visually manage any connected speakers if you've got a few of them connected over Auracast. However, something new that the Portable app offers while connected to the Flip 7 is EQ options, including my new favorite feature, a 7-band customizable EQ. This is a serious upgrade over the 3-band EQ that's available on the Flip 6. Now, when it comes to battery life, the Flip 6 advertises 12 hours of playback off a single charge, but the Flip 7 advertises 16 hours of playback off a single charge. However, there is a bit of a catch. 14 of those hours are under normal operation, listening at a reasonable volume, not having your bass frequencies cranked, and those last 2 hours are only available through JBL's new Playtime Boost feature. But Playtime Boost is essentially an EQ setting, one that cuts out a good chunk of your bass response, so your speaker doesn't have to work as hard, and therefore your battery can last a little longer. The downside is that it doesn't sound very good. It sounds like a podcast EQ preset. So not exactly my favorite. If you are worried about battery life, just keep a portable power bank on hand. Now, when it comes to the sound quality of these two speakers, it's important to know that they are both mono speakers with a single tweeter, a single driver, and dual passive radiators. However, the Flip 7 now offers 35 watts of output compared to the Flip 6's 30 watts. Now, when comparing these speakers directly to each other, I do find that the Flip 7 accentuates mid-frequencies a little bit more than the Flip 6, but otherwise, they're pretty similar sounding. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. The Flip 6 is still a great speaker with full sound and pretty decent bass response for its size. So the same thing can be said for the Flip 6. Now, my only gripe with the Flip series, and this applies to the Flip 7 and the Flip 6 as well, is that they don't offer a ton of left to right separation. If you like to listen to more heavily produced music, songs with lots of layers or complicated mixes, things start to sound a little on top of each other. But this is the byproduct of listening to music through a mono speaker. Overall, while these speakers do sound pretty similar, the Flip 7 does have the advantage because it offers that 7-band EQ. You can really personalize the sound of the speaker much further than you can with the Flip 6. So where does that leave us? Well, unless you're dying for that 7-band EQ and, some new attachment options, Flip 6 users shouldn't really feel the need to upgrade anytime soon. Maybe if you have a Flip 4 or Flip 5, jumping up to a Flip 7 would be a pretty decent upgrade, but again, this is still a great sounding speaker. Of course, if you want to know more about this speaker and really get into the nitty-gritty details, I do recommend you watch my full review of the JBL Flip 7 right here.